Number 10. Spain. Spain has a GDP per capita of $43,007. Healthcare is excellent, ranking in at number 7 in the world. Long-stay visa requirements for U.S. citizens consist of income of at least $2,460 per month, which is updated annually, a clean 5-year criminal background check, a health insurance policy valid in Spain. The visa lasts an indefinite length of time, but you must stay in Spain for 6 months out of the year to maintain the visa. Spain has the second lowest cost of living of any country in Europe. Only Portugal is lower. You could live a modest lifestyle for around $2,300 per month in some coastal cities, with the country's average rent being around $650 per month. Spain's climate is the most varied in all of Europe, consisting of hot summers and mild winters along the Mediterranean coast, or go for the wet North Atlantic coast. In the country, you can go from arid climates to subtropical. Spain offers a ton of great cities to settle down in, no matter whether you want a more Mediterranean, mountainous, or urban retirement. Number 9. Malaysia. Malaysia has a GDP per capita of $34,567. Healthcare is very good, ranking in at 49th in the world, just above Poland. Long-stay visa requirements for U.S. citizens vary by age. Under the age of 50, you require liquid assets of $115,000, monthly income of $2,300, and you also must deposit $69,000 into a Malaysian bank account. After 2 years, you can withdraw half of the funds you deposited into the Malaysian bank account for a car or house down payment. If you are over 50 years old, the requirements relax a little, with liquid asset requirements being $82,000. Monthly income stays the same at $2,300. However, you only have to deposit $35,000 into the Malaysian bank account. The visa is valid for 10 years and renews as long as you continue to meet the criteria. The cost of living is lower than Western countries, and you could have a comfortable life for $2,500 per month, which would include a very nice apartment with a maid, regular massages, and eating out at nice restaurants. A modest lifestyle can be had for around $1,500 per month. Malaysia's climate consists of 2 monsoon seasons per year and is generally described as hot and humid with an average temperature of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Although obtaining a retirement visa is more difficult than some other countries on this list, retiring here will get you access to good health care. Also, any funds you transfer into the country are left untaxed by Malaysia. Some of the best destinations in Asia are nothing more than a cheap and quick flight away. Number 8. Mexico. Mexico has a GDP per capita of $21,363. Healthcare is average in Mexico, ranking in at 61st in the world, just above Slovakia. Long-stay visa requirements are low. You require a monthly income of $1,400 per month, or $93,000 in investment assets. The visa is valid for 4 years, after which you can apply for a permanent resident visa. The cost of living in Mexico varies by location, but is generally low. The average cost of a studio-style apartment is around $375 per month, where a nice, fully furnished 2-bedroom apartment is on average $750 per month. Depending on your lifestyle, you could live a modest life in Mexico for around $1,200 per month. The climate of Mexico varies and is divided by the Tropic of Cancer into temperate and tropical zones. Northern Mexico experiences colder winters, whereas the southern parts of Mexico are fairly warm and receive greater rainfall, with average temperatures between 75 and 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Mexico offers an inexpensive retirement that is likely very close to loved ones back in the United States, which would make traveling back to see them very easy. Mexico is known for great food and wonderful hospitality. Number 7. Colombia. Colombia has a GDP per capita of $16,265. Healthcare in Colombia is excellent, ranking it 22nd in the world, just above Sweden. Long stay visa requires monthly income of at least 3 times the minimum monthly salary in Colombia. Currently, this amount is $753 per month and is re-evaluated regularly. If the minimum monthly requirement is re-evaluated at greater than your income at initial registration, you will need to revalidate you meet the new requirements in order for your visa to remain valid. The visa will also become invalid if you leave Colombia for a period of greater than 6 months. The cost of living in Colombia is very low. Average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is $270 per month. You can live a comfortable life in Colombia on $1,000 per month. The climate in Colombia is characterized as tropical, which includes a hot and humid climate for most of the country, consisting of heavy rainfall with average temperatures between 75 and 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Retiring in Colombia, you will have access to world-class healthcare at affordable prices. There are many retirees in Colombia, so you will feel at home with other expats. Number 6. Panama. Panama has a GDP per capita of $24,456. Healthcare in Panama is poor overall, with a world ranking of 95th, just above Fiji. In order to obtain a long-stay visa, proof of income of at least $1,000 that is guaranteed for life is required. The cost of living in Panama is not high. Average rent for a 1-bedroom furnished apartment outside of the city center is $550. One advantage is the cost of healthcare in Panama is very low, although the quality is somewhat lacking. A modest lifestyle would cost around $1,200 per month. Panama has a tropical climate with high temperature and humidity with very little seasonal variation. It is normal for early mornings to be around 75 degrees Fahrenheit and getting up to 86 degrees throughout the day. Nearly all the rainfall occurs between April and December, which on average is 52 inches per year. One of the advantages of settling down in Panama is the national currency is the US dollar, and the Panama Constitution prohibits printing of money. This makes the risk of out-of-control inflation very low. There's also no tax on foreign money coming into the country. Panama is in a very central location, and that is how it has become known as the hub of the Americas. Number 5. Portugal. Portugal has a GDP per capita of $34,936. Healthcare in Portugal is excellent, and is ranked 12th in the world, just below Norway. There is no retirement visa in Portugal, so retirees would want to look at a Type 1 visa. Type 1 visa requires a criminal background check, proof that you have income to support yourself, the amount is up to the discretion of the immigration officer, proof of health insurance, and proof of accommodation, such as a rental contract or lease. Moving to Portugal would come with lower costs than what you would typically find in the United States. In fact, Portugal has the lowest cost of living of any country in Europe. A modest 1-bedroom apartment outside of the city center would cost around $700 per month, with studio apartments going for around $500. You could live comfortably here for around $2,000 per month. Portugal is defined as a Mediterranean climate. The average mainland temperature in Portugal varies from 50 degrees in the interior to 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the south, with regular snowfall in the winter months. Retiring in Portugal will offer you some of the best healthcare in the world with a middle-of-the-road cost of living. Crime is very low, and the country boasts fantastic infrastructure. One area where you will save on is food. The average cost of food is much lower than in Western countries. Number 4. Cambodia. Cambodia has a GDP per capita of $5,004. Healthcare in Cambodia is extremely poor, ranking in at 174, which is just below Afghanistan. You will want to make sure you have the capability to get to Bangkok or Singapore for any major healthcare needs. In an extreme emergency, an airlift by medical helicopter to Bangkok is around $20,000. Cambodia does not currently have a retirement visa. For long-term stay, you would apply for a business visa, which is valid for 1 year and costs $300. There is no requirement for business activity or owning a business to get a business visa. You will be required to renew the visa annually. Cambodia's cost of living is among the lowest on this list. The average one-bedroom, fully furnished apartment just outside of a city center is $150. For around $1,200 per month, you could live a luxurious upper middle-class lifestyle, including eating out daily. An hour massage costs less than $3, and renting a boat for the afternoon is less than $30. Cambodia's climate is dominated by monsoons. The average temperature throughout Cambodia's 2 wet and dry seasons is 75 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. 3/4 of Cambodia's average rainfall of 56 inches falls between July and September. Although Cambodia is inexpensive and easy to stay long-term, it is not higher on this list due to infrastructure issues. It is not uncommon for electricity to go out and for internet connections to be intermittent. The Cambodian government is working very diligently to solve these problems and has made great strides in the last few years, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Number 3. Thailand. Thailand has a GDP per capita of $21,361. Healthcare is very good in Thailand, and Bangkok has some of the top-ranking hospitals in the world. The country ranks 47th overall, just above the Czech Republic. For a retirement visa, you must be over the age of 50. You must either maintain 800,000 Thai baht, about $25,000, deposited into a Thai bank account, or monthly income of 65,000 Thai baht, or $2,000. You must renew and revalidate every year. If you are under the age of 50, you can obtain a Thai Elite Visa for around $15,500, which is valid for 5 years and must be renewed for the same price every 5 years until you are eligible for the retirement visa. It is important to note that you are buying this visa, and it is not a deposit into a bank account as some other countries and even the Thailand retirement visa require. Thailand offers accommodations that will be familiar to people coming from the United States or Europe at a fraction of the cost. The cost of living varies greatly across the country. In the Bangkok area, you should expect to have $1,500 per month for a modest lifestyle with a studio apartment, but this figure can be as low as $700 to $800 in the north and northeast parts of the country for a 1 or even 2-bedroom apartment. Thailand's climate is tropical with very hot and very humid weather, comprising of 3 seasons: wet, dry, and hot. The temperature has little variation, staying around 87 degrees in the daytime and around 79 degrees at night. Although retiring in Thailand under 50 years old is expensive, you can be sure you will never be bored. There is always something new to see and something to do. Thailand is famous for its food and friendly people, and this is why Thailand is called the Land of Smiles. In Thailand, you can have Western-like amenities at very low costs. Number 2. Philippines. Philippines has a GDP per capita of $10,094. Healthcare in the Philippines is average, ranking in at 60, just above Mexico. Long stay visa requirements vary by age. Over the age of 35, but under the age of 50, you must deposit $50,000 into a Filipino bank account. If you are over the age of 50 and can prove $800 a month income, you only need to deposit $10,000. Without proof of monthly income, a deposit of $20,000 is required. As long as the requirements are met, your visa is valid and will not expire. The cost of living in the Philippines is very low. Outside of a major city, the average rent is $175 per month for a one-bedroom apartment, or up to $300 per month in a city center. You can live a very comfortable lifestyle for less than $1,000 per month. The Philippines has a tropical climate that is very hot and humid, consisting of two main seasons, wet and dry. The average temperature for the Philippines is 80 degrees Fahrenheit, with cooler days making it down to 77. Not only does the Philippines offer pristine beaches, low cost of living, and a peaceful life, it also comes with benefits specifically for expats. One example of many is an exemption on any airfare taxes. Retiring in the Philippines is very inexpensive, and it is common for expats to hire maids for cooking and cleaning for less than $40 per month. Number 1. Vietnam. Vietnam has a GDP per capita of $8,677. Healthcare in Vietnam is extremely poor, ranking in at 160th of the world, just below Madagascar. You will want to make sure you have the capability to get to Bangkok for any major healthcare needs. In an extreme emergency, an airlift by medical helicopter to Bangkok is around $25,000. Vietnam does not currently have a retirement visa. However, for US citizens only, you can buy a one-year visa. The visa cost is $135 and must be renewed annually. This is by far the easiest visa to obtain and renew on this list if you are a US citizen. The cost of living in Vietnam is extremely low. Average rent for a one-bedroom, fully furnished apartment is $200 a month. You can live a comfortable life in Vietnam for less than $700 per month. Vietnam has two main climates. In the north, there are 4 seasons: spring, summer, winter, and fall. In the north, winter can get as low as 61 degrees Fahrenheit, or as high as 82 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, with an average temperature of 73. In the south, there are 2 seasons, wet and dry, with the average temperature being 81 degrees Fahrenheit and is fairly consistent throughout the year. Vietnam is one of the cheapest and most beautiful places to retire in the world, with constant, comfortable weather in some areas. Your money will go very far here. Vietnam has so many wonderful places to go, while being one of the easiest places to stay long-term in the world. For these reasons, Vietnam ranks number 1 on our list.